I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been pushed through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
And now, Mike's thoughts.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you have been living under a rock and not following our 24/7 channel here, the Cleveland Browns have dropped their so-called alpha dog look this week. It's brown helmets, brown jersey, brown pants, and they're out here acting like they just reinvented the word swag. But let me be the first to say it. Let me be the first to say this. This alpha dog look is just average at best. In fact, the segment was proudly sponsored by Dude Wipes because honestly, that's exactly what it looked like the Browns did. They took their Dude Wipes, wiped their booty hole, and slapped it on the helmet. And then they had the nerve to call the leadership of the pack. Come on now, slow it down, baby. We were promised a ferocious new identity. Alpha dog mentality, right? But instead, we got is muddy, matte, brown helmets with orange, brown, orange racing stripes with no logo on it still to this day. Look, I get it. I respect the tradition. It's supposed to honor the rich history of the color brown. I get it. But let's be perfectly clear. This ain't history. This is just blah. It looks like something you throw on during a Thursday night game against the Jaguars, not something that screams dominance. I mean, you're wearing them against the Green Bay Packers, Miami Dolphins, and Tennessee Titans. If the Browns don't bring more bite than this helmet, than this alpha dog mentality look, those teams are going to wipe the field with them as well and probably use Dude Wipes. So hats off. Literally, Dude Wipes, you nailed this sponsorship. Because that's the only thing that this uniform is clean with, is the Dude Wipes. Guys, Cleveland, if you're trying to be the alpha, if you're trying to be top dogs, if you're trying to win this new alternate throwback jersey BS, you better show it on the field because this helmet ain't doing the barking for you. Guys, stick around. We got a full slate of live, raw, uncut NFL talk, fully loaded with the QB battles. Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off, get it hype. This man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman. Everybody bringing heat. You don't really want to try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? interception.
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation, guys? And welcome to the Man Hour NFL Talk, your go-to spot for live, raw, and uncut NFL talk. Guys, I'm so glad you're here with us today. But before we dive into today's action, guys, let me tell you a little bit about manhourradio.com. That's where you can grab all your exclusive merchandise, check out the latest blogs, and stay up to date what we're doing over there at the Man Hour. And oh, by the way, we just got the NFL Pick'ems lives over there as well. So if you want to win those free dollar bills, y'all, head over to manhourradio.com. Get your picks in each and every week. All 18 weeks, guys, is free entry. And we do a 50% prize pot going out to the people out there. But hey, guys, do not forget to hit the like button, share the channel with a couple friends. Of course, subscribe to the channel as well. And that's the best way to stay connected. Just make sure you never miss a show. But wait, there's even more. There is more. You become a Pigskin Punter, our members-only community where you get all the free entry fees into the NFL Pick'ems plus 2 extra picks. You get free merchandise, and of course, you get access to the extra live streams as well that only our Pigskin Punters get. So if you want the full Man Hour experience, join the squad today. Now, guys, remember, this is a live, interactive show, so make sure you comment down below. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your thoughts, your opinions, and your hottest of the hottest takes. Before we get too carried away in the show today, guys, we got to welcome some people in the chat. We got to welcome another Pigskin Punter in the chat. Let me move that chat up. I adjusted a few things here. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. Laura Johnson Hedris in the chat says, patiently waiting for the season to start. Skull Nation. Laura, guess what? This is the last Thursday that we do not have football for a very, very long time. So football is right around the corner, guys. Preseason is right around the corner. But Laura, it gets the Pigskin Punting. Thank you for being a Pigskin Punter. Laura, where's it at?
Pigskin Punt. Get you some.
Get you some. Yes, sir. Or yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, yeah. Laura's. And we got Alpha Rob in the chat today as well. What's up, Alpha Rob? What is good? What is good? What is good? He says, what do you expect from the Browns? Listen, if I had to be honest, this throwback week, right? This throwback week that we have been a part of. The Packers did their throwbacks. The Bears are doing their throwbacks. The Steelers are doing their throwbacks. And you had the Browns alternates. You had the Saints alternates. And there's somebody else that was like alternate, right? By far, the Steelers were the worst. And then it goes probably the Browns. So, hey, the Browns are winning something. Hey, it is what it is. Mellow Mike's in the chat as well. He says, same shit, different decade. Facts, baby. That is 100% facts. But, guys, hopefully we did work out the kinks. We got Old Man Rivers a Pigskin Punter, too, as well.
Pigskin Punt.
What is good, Old Man River? Hope you're going a good old day. He said, I had to dip out last night. 4 a.m. comes early. Listen, man, I feel you. 4 a.m. does come early. I get up at 4 a.m. and I go to work at 5, and I work my 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14 hours, and I go to football practice and go to Man Hour. So, hey, I feel your pain. But speaking of Pigskin Punters, Casey's in the chat as well. What's up, Casey? Another Pigskin Punter. All the punters are in the chat tonight, guys. Hope you're having a good old day. And James Frank says, how about them Packers throwbacks? Listen, my man Shay coaches with me up there at Pekin, or Eastern, I should say. And when he shared that to the Pigskin Punter chat group, I was like, they're not great. But, you know, the more I look at them, the sexier they are. I am not going to lie. They are very, very good looking jerseys. So yeah, James, definitely the best of the best. Although the Saints are pretty good. The gold and blacks are pretty nice as well. Paul Warfield, days away from regular season, baby. 42. I know, 42 days away. 42 days away till the Eagles hit the first loss of the season. One more chat before we get into the topics of the day. Show Mellow Mike says, if I get as annoying as your host as my Texans march to the Super Bowl, you have my permission to slap me when you see me. Listen, Texans are not even winning the South, Mellow Mike. Texans are not even going to make the playoffs. The Texans are not even a 500 team at the end of the day. Don't shoot the messenger. The facts are the facts at the end of the day. But when we do got to talk about facts, we got to get into today's show, and that is the quarterback battles happening in the training camp. And we're going to start off the very, very, very competitive quarterback battle, and that is the Browns quarterback battle. So, guys, let's jump right into it because this is the one of the most fascinating quarterback battles I have seen in the NFL in a very, very long time. We're talking about the 4 quarterbacks, 2 rookies and 2 vets, one of the most wide open and unpredictable competitions going into the 2025 NFL season. That is the Cleveland Browns quarterback situation. We have Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dillon Gabriel, and of course, Shedeur Sanders. Now, this isn't your typical rookie versus vet training camp scenario. No. It goes deeper than that, guys. The Cleveland Browns are doing something no other team has dared to attempt, and for a good reason. This is a very chaotic, it's risky, but it just might work in the end, or it could blow up in their face. But let's break it down. So, guys, when we look at their quarterback situations, we have to start up at the top. We have to talk about the old man river, and that is Joe Flacco, Mr. Veteran Man himself. He is the known quantity, right? You know what you're going to get from Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is the most accomplished quarterback out of the group. There's no doubt about it. He's got an arm, he's got the experience, and most importantly, he has a trust of Kevin Stefanski. He played in this system. He knows what to expect, but let's not ignore the reality. Guys, Joe Flacco is 40 years old. He's not a young pup anymore. Most of these kids were in their daddy's balls when Joe Flacco was winning the Super Bowl. Let's just be flat out honest about it. But he has thrown 17 interceptions in his last 12 starts. That's just not rust, guys. That is a decline. That is a decline for Joe Flacco. There's a reason why nobody wanted him the last couple seasons. But hey, the upside with Flacco is short-term stability, but week 1 stability doesn't guarantee long-term availability. This team doesn't want to limp into a 9-8 with the 40-year-old game manager. They're looking for a spark, and that's where Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders comes into play. The long shots, I like to put them, for now. These two bring the juice. They got youth. They got huge upside on both of them if they're coached and trained properly, and they got the mobility to roll the pocket. But unless one of them turns into Russell Wilson via 2012 during training camp, they're not winning this job out of the gate. Because let's just be honest, Gabriel is a gamer. He's accurate, he's smart, and he's mobile, but does he have the NFL processing speed? That's the question about Dillon Gabriel. Sanders. Everybody's watching this kid. The media hype, the Dion factor, the arm talent, it's all there. But coming from Colorado, the jump to the NFL speed is going to be massive. The Browns don't spend day 1 or day 2 picks on him if he doesn't flash early. Don't be surprised if he's the odd man out, even if it's just temporary, aka trade bait, aka trade, aka heading to the Dallas Cowboys. So who starts for week 1? We have Joe Flacco, we have Dillon Gabriel, we have Shedeur Sanders, and let's not forget about the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Pennsylvania himself, Kenny Pickett. So guys, in the comments below, who do you think starts week 1 for the Cleveland Browns? I am going with Kenny Pickett. I think Kenny Pickett is a safe pick. I think Kenny Pickett is the logical pick. And I think Kenny Pickett is going to be the long-term answer in Cleveland, and here's why. He gives them the best blend of readiness and upside. He's not flashy, he's not dominant, but Cleveland doesn't need that. They don't need flashy, they don't need dominant, they need competition. They need competent. They need a smart quarterback. It's simple as that. They need someone who won't implode under pressure, who understands what it takes to be a starter, and who still has room to grow. That is Kenny Pickett written all over it. Kenny Pickett is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Kenny Pickett has been a starter, he has been a backup, and now he's going to be the starter again. This could be a Sam Darnold type of recumulation project that actually hits. So look at the facts. He's only a couple years removed from being a first-round pick. He's good. He's got the starting experience in Pittsburgh under serious pressure. He's still young, still coachable, and now in a system that fits him the best he has ever fit anywhere in Philly or Pittsburgh. Guys, Cleveland doesn't want to throw a rookie into the fire with a playoff caliber roster, and they definitely don't want to bank their season on a 4-year-old who's falling apart by week 5. Let's just be honest. That makes Kenny Pickett the best option to bridge that to gap between the present and the future. So in the comments below, guys, who wins the battle? Unless one of the rookies turns into a training camp legend or Joe Flacco somehow turns back the clock, I feel Kenny Pickett will be your week 1 starter in Cleveland. But what do you think, guys? Will the Browns roll with Flacco one more time? Do you believe in Shedeur Sanders or Dillon Gabriel stealing the spotlight? Or is Kenny Pickett the right man for the job? Let me know in the comments below, guys. This is a live interactive show. I want to hear from you, hear your thoughts. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And of course, this is a live interactive show, and I cannot scroll to the top of the chat. What the hell? My bad, guys. So apparently I cannot scroll to the top of the chat. So let's go over here. Mellow Mike said, factor crap. I'm called crap. Texas, we're talking about the Texans, so get out of here, Mellow Mike. No, Old Man River says it's based on how well the old line plays to determines Flacco's history. So listen, Flacco is 40 years old. Flacco is not mobile. Flacco is not going to be the man, the myth, the measure. Flacco is going to be a drop back, hand the ball off to Jerome Ford and sit in the pocket. That's what you get from Joe Flacco. I'm just saying. Mellow Mike says more like the bench warmers. James Frank said, they're barely giving the rookies reps so far. I know only 2 days into training camp, so hopefully they give them more. Gabriel is probably too short for the NFL, but Gabriel does have. It's assuming he says he has it, right? So yeah, we are only 2 days into training camp, and you really have to figure out what you want to do. So yes, I do get it. I mean, let's just be honest. You can still have Deshaun Watson come back, even though they put him on the PUP list. He could be back. He could be back. Old Man River says Flacco will be week 1 starter. Okay. Get off of there. James Frank says they're barely giving the rookies any reps so far. I just read that. Alpha Rob said, I think Alpha Rob says, I think it's Pickett. He's too. He's not as bad as people think he is. So I agree. I think Kenny Pickett has kind of got the short end of the stick per se, because when you really look at Kenny Pickett, he was not coached well in Pittsburgh, right? He was not coached well in Pittsburgh at all. And it 100% shows. Can I copy that link or what? Like, what's going on? Excuse me. There it is. So yeah. So yes, Kenny Pickett has tons of room to grow, and honestly, I hope he does it. Like, Alpha Rob says he has a winning record as a starter. I did not know Kenny Pickett had a winning record as a starter, but I guess when you're a starter at Pittsburgh, you don't have losing seasons. So obviously that makes sense. Plus, he has a Super Bowl ring to back him up. James Frank says, I want Flacco to be the week 1 starter. I've seen the chemistry that he has with Njoku, and he'll develop a good one with Jerry Jeudy. Pickett could probably do the very well in Kevin's offense. I don't trust baby hands, though. Flacco, damn it. Ooh, James Frank loves him from Joe. James, wasn't it you a couple years ago said flack around and find out? Let's flack around and find out. Old Man River says Flacco will play 5 weeks in the Gabriel or Sanders. And Old Man River, I would agree with you, except for what Myles Garrett just said today. So if you guys are watching our 24/7 news channel, I posted something up there today that Myles Garrett kind of shocked me a little bit, right? Myles Garrett, of course, it's July. Everybody's happy. Everybody thinks they're going to the Super Bowl. But Myles Garrett has doubled down and said the Browns have a Super Bowl roster and they expect to be in the Super Bowl. And honestly, they kind of do. Jerome Ford is a really, really good running back. I'm not saying he's Nick Chubb good, but he's pretty damn good. The wide receiver core is sneakily pretty good as well. Njoku could easily be a top 5 tight end in the NFL, hands down. And this defense has shown flashes of greatness. If they could put that all together and be great for 18 weeks, 19, 20 weeks, this is a Super Bowl caliber team. Now, I'm not calling the Browns a Super Bowl team. I'm not saying they're going to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they're winning the AFC North. I'm not saying they're going to the AFC Championship games. Slow it down. But I'm saying they have the potential, if everything comes to well good, they gel and they get great quarterback play from Kenny Pickett. Just being a game manager, don't turn the ball over. Things can go well. Things can go well. James Frank says, I don't even bring the guy's name. 4 is done. 4 meaning Deshaun Watson. Oh, I don't know, man. Mellow Mike says, Flacco starts the season on a short leash. Turn to Pickett if things go off the rails. Stefanski will go with Flacco week 1. So you guys are all kind of leaning towards the Joe Flacco thing. So here's my next question. Let's piggyback on what we're talking about here. Because obviously, in the NFL realm, you only really carry 3 quarterbacks, right? You carry 2 quarterbacks on your active roster, and now you have that emergency quarterback. So therefore, you have that 4th-string quarterback, a.k.a. the practice squad quarterback. So if you guys are all thinking Flacco and Kenny Pickett, let's just say those are your 1 and 2. No particular order, they're just your 1 and 2. Who is going to be 3? Is it Shedeur Sanders? Or is it Dillon Gabriel? And then you get to the point where you put the other team or the other quarterback on your practice squad. Are you willing to let some other team scoop him up because the practice squad is open for anybody to cherry pick the players off of, as long as they put them on the active roster? So it would not shock me one bit if a Shedeur Sanders becomes a wide receiver all of a sudden, or something just like that. But who is the 3rd string, guys, and who's the 4th string? That's what it comes down to. Mellow Mike says Browns, Super Bowl. Not even draft day was that bold. I won't see that in my lifetime. Not wrong, Mellow Mike. Matter of fact, Mellow Mike, I think I've seen a T-shirt that the Browns fans have. It says, "I just want to go to Super Bowl in my lifetime, like 45 years and waiting," or something crazy. It's just silly. Let's Go Sports is in the chat. What's up, Let's Go Sports? He says Flacco will start the season, and he should. Best out of all of them. Pickett sucks. They'll go for him for 2 games, and he'll lose both. Technically, Gabriel starts over Sanders because of the draft rounds. Let's Go Sports. I think you have a little bit of bias in you. Because, so if you guys do not go, Let's Go Sports is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. He, quote, suffered through the Kenny Pickett years. Kenny Pickett did not fit the Pittsburgh Steelers offense very well. Let's just call a spade a spade. He did not fit that system. He was not coached. He was not trained. He was just thrown in the fire and said, "Good luck, buddy." They were looking for an scapegoat at the end of the day. Kenny Pickett did his time, back up as the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, got that Super Bowl ring. Now it is time to shine. Let's Go Sports says the Browns are terrible and will continue to be terrible. Terrible, my best Charles Barkley voice. Damn. I love the AFC North rival we have going on here. We have James that is a Browns fan. We have Let's Go Sports is a Steelers fan. Then we have Lamont Brown is a Ravens fan. We have Ant that's a Ravens fan. Guys, we have a lot of AFC North fans here that are here on a regular basis. And you know what? Let's stir that pot. Let's stir the pot. James says, just one before I die. Please, one before I die. I want Super Bowl. Listen, man, I used to be the same way, James, and now I expect the Chiefs to win. Casey Morgan, Pigskin Pundit.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
Guys, be like Casey, hit the subscribe button down below. $4.99 a month gets you free entry, free merch, and free extra live streams as well. So be like Casey. But he says Flacco will start. Pickett will take over half of the season. Gabriel will be the 3rd. Sanders will be the practice squad or trade fodder. Trade fodder. I'm not sure what that means, but he'll get traded. What he's basically saying, I think. That is tough. That is tough. James says neither of the rookies will be let go. Andrew Berry's holds on to his draft picks no matter what. James, I'm not saying he is going to trade Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders, but you cannot keep 4 quarterbacks on the active roster. It's not smart. And I think Andrew Berry's a little bit smarter than to keep 4 active quarterbacks on the roster. So therefore, one of those 4 is going to have to go to the practice squad. And the practice squad is free pickings for everybody to come and take. If you see what you want something, you can go like, I want him. As long as you put him on your active roster, nothing the Browns can do about it. Unless they put them on the active roster. I'm not for sure how that works, but either way, it's got to do. Mellow Mike says, I feel for Cleveland fans. Remember seeing the Browns fan Big Dog sitting in an empty stadium with the Browns left for Baltimore. With the old trash bags over their head, right? That is tough. Old Man River says, I agree to a point. Having a family NFL pedigree with Roman Gabriel in prime time, they want asses in the seats. Who is Roman Gabriel? I have no idea who Roman Gabriel is. Like, I'm not trying to sound ignorant or foolish, but who is Roman Gabriel? Talk to me, my boy. And Old Man River says, is Kenny Pickett sacrifice? See, Old Man River, I would agree with you, except for they traded for Kenny Pickett, right? No. They signed, I guess they signed Kenny Pickett in the free agency, right? I feel like Joe Flacco is a sacrifice. Honestly, like if any one of the rookies step up and separates themselves from the other one and Kenny Pickett just being average, I don't care how good Joe Flacco is. I don't care how good he's playing. I don't care how well you expect him to play for 18 games. I think Joe Flacco is the old man out, honestly. Odd man out, not old man. Let's Go Sports says, I think from the best to the worst in the quarterback depth chart for the Browns should be Flacco, Pickett, Gabriel, Sanders. Based off of talent and common sense, should be Flacco, Sanders, Pickett, Gabriel. I kind of agree with that, except for flip Pickett and Flacco. So Pickett, Sanders, Flacco, Gabriel. And if Flacco is a third string, you'd be like, I'm going to retire. Alpha Rob's dropping the truth bomb, boys. Browns have the Baker curse. Facts. 100% facts. Mellow Mike said, Andrew Berry traded for Deshaun Watson, drafted Gabriel, and then Shador. Andrew Berry ain't that smart. Slow it down, Mellow Mike. Slow it down, baby. To be fair, when the Browns traded for Deshaun Watson, he was a MVP level quarterback. To be fair, when Deshaun Watson signed that $100 million deal in Houston, he was arguably a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Now, obviously, when you sit out a year because of the whole massage scandal, yada, 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 obviously when you sit out then another year with the Achilles injury, or I forget, no, so he hurt his shoulder, right? And then he was finally ready, and then he tore his Achilles. He just had a string of bad luck in Cleveland. Kind of reminds me of Christian McCaffrey just a little bit. Just can never get on the field, but when he is on the field, and he is 100%, he is the most dynamic player in the NFL, hands down. I'm just saying. When Deshaun Watson is 100%, and Deshaun Watson's head is in the game, and when Deshaun Watson gets a nice massage after the game, he is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. So I don't think the Browns really got fleeced. I see you've seen that somewhere. He just had a string of bad luck. Let's Go Sports says, if the Browns are smart, they would trade a 4th quarterback to decide they decide not to keep. But if they all keep, just proves they're why they're the Cleveland Clowns. So you are kind of in a catch-22, right? Because if you trade them, you're probably going to get a 5th, maybe a 6th round pick for them. Possibly, maybe a late round 4. Possibly. Do you do that? Sure, why not? Get him out of town. James Frank says, isn't Roman Gabriel the wide receiver that Pittsburgh drafted that never saw the field last year? I don't know. But Old Man Rivers clarifies that he's a quarterback in the NFL from the 60s to 70s for the Rams and the Eagles. He says, Google me. Meaning Roman Gabriel. Well, we will have to Google him. Let's Go Sports says he was injured all last season. Who was injured all of last season? Roman Wilson. Oh, Roman Wilson. Okay. Casey.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
Says they don't make enough paper bags to allow fans to fill the seats. Maybe start promoting the visiting teams might fill the seats. Alpha Rob ain't wrong, says James Frank. Whoa. Are we in agreements here? Slow it down, baby. Slow it down. There it is. Mellow Mike says, to be fair, if you guys have not watched Letterkenny, I highly suggest it. There are a bunch of Canadians making fun of Americans when it comes down to. But he says, to be fair, the Texans fleeced Andrew Berry. The Browns did give up a hell of a lot for Deshaun Watson. I'm just putting it out there. Casey says, Browns letting Baker go was one of the dumbest decisions I've ever seen. Facts. Old Man River says, between Geno and Flacco has a ring to it. What? So you think if Joe Flacco gets cut by the Browns and goes to the Raiders? Geno and Flacco has a ring to it. Get out of here. Nobody cares about the Raiders. Nobody cares about the Raiders. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But guys, this is Quarterback Cold Hard Facts Wednesday on a Thursday. So as we just discussed the Browns quarterback situations, let's go ahead and travel over to Indianapolis, Indiana, and let's talk about the Colts quarterback battle. Guys, this is Daniel Jones versus Anthony Richardson. The question is, who wins the job? Is it going to be Danny Dimes or is it going to be AR5? Mr. I'm tired, right? Guys, let's get into it. Right off the bat, guys, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I'm not even going to fluff it. I'm not even going to try to defend Anthony Richardson at this point. Daniel Jones will win the quarterback battle in Indy. It's simple as that. Daniel Jones is better than Anthony Richardson. And before the Anthony Richardson truthers start lighting up the chat, let me explain to you why I think Shane Steichen is going to roll with Jones as his QB1 in 2025 and why he should. We got to start off with the narrative versus the reality, right? The narrative says that this is Anthony Richardson's job to lose. He was a number 4th overall pick, the franchise guy, the future. And on paper, yeah, it makes sense to let the young guy do it and prove himself. But the reality, Richardson already lost me. And he lost a lot of people in that locker room. And he lost a lot of fans last year when he tapped himself out against the Houston Texans on 4th and 1. His team needed him. The game was tight, and the moment was too big, and he folded like a $2 lawn chair. I'm tired, coach. I'm tired. Suck it up and get in there. Now, I'm talking about playing through some serious and risking your future. No, he was simply tired. There's a difference between being cautious and being checked out. Richardson lost respect for me right then and there, and you can bet I didn't go unnoticed by the guys in that building as either. Now, Daniel Jones fits Shane Steichen's vision. Let's just be honest. You want to know why Daniel Jones is going to win the job? Because he fits exactly what Shane Steichen wants to run. Jones is mobile, whether you guys want him in or not. Yes, I know he did trip over his own 2 feet on an 80-yard touchdown untouched, but he's mobile, he's smart, and he makes quick decisions in the short and intermediate passing game. He's not going to blow you away with his arm strength, but that's not the system that we're asking for. It's asking for rhythm, timing, poise, and movement, and when healthy, Daniel Jones gives you that. There's a reason why the Giants made him a very, very well-paid man. Guys, the Giants failed Daniel Jones by surrounding him with trash offensive line and asking him to do something that he's not. In Indy, Steichen is going to simplify it, speed it up, and let Jones play his game. Even if Daniel Jones flashes the 2022 Daniel Jones just a little bit, he is your guy. Now, there is an Anthony Richardson quote upside. There's a little bit of upside for Anthony Richardson, sure. Richardson does have a cannon for an arm, and he's crazy athletic. But here's the issue. He still can't consistently hit the short, medium throws. That's a death sentence in today's NFL. He also hasn't stayed healthy. Another shoulder setback this offseason wiped out valuable reps during OTAs. He's expected to be ready for camp, sure, but every rep he misses, Daniel Jones is graining down. Actually, he's putting death between him and Anthony Richardson. And let's not forget, just because Anthony Richardson was drafted so high doesn't mean he gets to take over. At some point, potential has to become production, and we haven't seen that yet. And to be fair, the Colts should not have drafted Anthony Richardson at number 4. Don't shoot the messenger, but the facts are facts. So who will win the battle? Daniel Jones will be the week 1 starter for the Colts. Let me clear my throat and say it for the people in the back. Daniel Jones will be the week 1 starter for the Indianapolis Colts. He brings stability, system fit, and leadership that this roster needs. And while the coaching staff may want Anthony Richardson to win the battle, Jones is going to force their hand in camp. This isn't about who can run and read the options or launch the 70-yard ball. It's about who can move the chains, stay on the field, and execute Shane Steichen's offense the way that it is designed. Jones gives the Colts their best shot to win right now. But guys, what do you think? Are you still riding with Anthony Richardson as the Colts' long-term answer as quarterback? Or do you believe, like I do, that Daniel Jones will steal a job and never look back? Guys, comment down below. This is a live interactive show. I want to hear from you on your takes on the Colts quarterback room situation. Guys, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Remember, we are live Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com/manhour. Let's get into the comments and discuss your thoughts. Old Man River says, plain and simple, the answer is Danny Dimes. And Old Man River knows a thing or two about losing. So if he says Danny Dimes, not Anthony Richardson, I want to question your ability a little bit. But you know what? Danny Dimes is the answer. I'm trying to dog without dog. Yeah. My bad. Where's Coach Rowe when you need him? James Frank says, who wins the job? Daniel Jones or the tried or tired rapper? You know what? The NFL has, 3 or 4 retired rappers now, right? We got Anthony Richardson was a retired rapper. Darren Waller is a retired rapper. And isn't there somebody from Houston that's a rapper too? It's just silly. It's just silly. Well, Mike says, when you have to go back to Jim and Paul Brown, who talk about the good old days, welcome to football hell. Man, take your shots at the Browns. I love it. Jones says, or Alpha Rob says Jones because he's not tired. Alpha Rob says Daniel Jones is like Kevin Gates. He don't get tired. I got 2 jobs and I don't get tired. If you know, you know. Fellow Mike says Daniel Jones has failed with 2 other proven quarterback whispers, Dayball and Stefanski. What makes you think that Steichen will be different? To be fair, the Giants were terrible when Daniel Jones was there. Saquon Barkley was never on the field. They had the statistically worst offensive line in all of NFL. And when you have 3 seconds to throw the ball and they're looking to push the ball 15, 16, 18 yards down the field every play with no running game, you're destined for failure. You are destined for failure. And Kevin Stefanski is not a quarterback whisperer. I don't care what people said. Okay, so you met Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota. So, to be fair, in Minnesota, he was picked up, week 12, week 13? Sam Darnold was already doing his thing, and Daniel Jones was there strictly for a emergency quarterback. Pick him up, right? Pick him up just in case something happens to Sam Darnold. Bada bing, bada boom, insert Danny Dimes. So we will see how much Kevin O'Connell has rubbed off on Danny Dimes, right? Old Man River says it's sink or swim season for both quarterbacks, meaning Arch Manning could be an Indy. Old Man River, I think you are correct. It is definitely sink or swim for both of these quarterbacks, for the whole quarterback room in Indy. If you are a quarterback in Indy, you are on the hot seat. Let's just be flat out honest. However, Arch Manning is probably the 5th or 6th best quarterback in college football. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't believe the hype. James Frank says, I'm still saying Anthony Richardson to Pittsburgh next season. That's tough. That's tough because that requires a trade, because this is Anthony Richardson's 3rd year. So next year when you get traded, you'll be a 4th year. Going to probably have to give him a contract. That's tough, but we'll see how Aaron Rodgers does in Pittsburgh. See if he does have another year left in him. Mellow Mike says AR is brittle, unable to complete over 50% of his passes, not NFL quarterback franchise quarterback. That is exactly right. Because I believe we see the standard, we see the bar of NFL quarterbacks. Caleb Williams has put himself up on this pedestal. 4,000 yards passing, 70% completion percentage. That is, I think, the goal that every quarterback is going to have. When Anthony Richardson is only throwing 2,100 yards for 47% completion percentage, something is wrong. That is 3rd string material. James Frank says Daniel Jones winning that battle. I agree. Casey says Daniel Jones has a chip on his shoulder. He's going to take it and never look back. I agree. Daniel Jones is going to lead the pack and going to win the AFC South. James Frank says, when you go 11-0, then get beat by the team that ended up with the wild card and lose to that same Browns team. That's tough. Archo Manning going to be in Pittsburgh. Could be, because Pittsburgh will have a 20th overall pick. Mellow Mike said Chris Ballard gets fired this year. The Irsay daughter is beginning a new era next year, searching for a new GM. This has any given. No, is it? What is the football movie with? Is it Cameron Diaz in it when she takes over the ownership? Is it Any Given Sunday? And they got the old head coach, and then the dad dies, and then the daughter comes into place. That's got to be Any Given Sunday, isn't it? No, that's not. I can't remember. Yeah, it's definitely Any Given Sunday, right? So Mellow Mike, I think you're right. I think the Colts situation has Any Given Sunday written all over it. Searching for a new GM or a head coach at that rate, right? It wasn't their replacements. Definitely wasn't their replacement. James says, Casey Morgan, maybe I don't think he'll go into the draft till 27, though. Archie Manning is making a lot of money in college. And I think we're going to start seeing that to be a norm, right? If a player making millions of dollars in college is going to be a top 3, top 4, top 5 overall pick, right? And they're like, oh, the Browns are up there. The Steelers are up there. I don't want to go play for any of those teams. I'm going to go stay in college for an extra year. I'm making more money in college than I would be in the NFL anyway, so whatever. And then next year, you're like, oh, the Cowboys are up there. Let me go play for the Cowboys, right? Yeah. So, yeah, Any Given Sunday with James J. Fox. Yeah, that's the movie that I was talking about. That's where Cameron Diaz becomes the general manager or the owner of the team. Yeah, I freaking love that movie. Freaking love that movie. All right, guys. Next up here on the old quarterback battle, Cold Hard Facts Day. Here on Thursday, we're going to go to the Saints. We're going to go to the New Orleans, the Big Izzy, guys. Let's dive into one of the most underrated quarterback battles heading into 2025 NFL season, the New Orleans Saints. As now that Derek Carr has suddenly retired, this team is full of evolution mode. Two names are in the mix as of right now. Spencer Rattler, the second-year quarterback who has flashed potential as a rookie, and Tyler Shough, the 26-year-old rookie fresh out of Louisville with all the physical looks but the long list of college question marks. So, guys, on paper, it looks like Shough is the favorite. After all, the Saints took him in the second round after already having Rattler in the house. And let's be honest, most second-round quarterbacks are drafted with the intent to play early. But here's where things get interesting. I got to make a case for Tyler Shough. Tyler Shough got what the NFL evaluates drool over, right? He has the size, he has the arm strength, he has the pocket presence, and he has the experience of running a pro system offense. He fits Kellen Moore's offense extremely well. He can make their throws outside the numbers, and he can manage the game from within the structure. And if he shows even flashes of competence in camp, he's going to push hard for that starting role. But there are two major red flags. Number one, he has a long history of injuries. He could not stay healthy in college. It's simple as that. And then if you go back and watch the Louisville games, he is inconsistent with the production. But when he did, he was way up, but then he was way down. He was very inconsistent and with the production. That means unless he absolutely dominates in training camp, there's no guarantee the Saints are ready to throw him in week 1. Now, let's talk about Spencer Rattler. He had a very rocky rookie year. Let's just be real about it. His accuracy wasn't great. His decision-making was spotty. He made the kinds of mistakes that you expect from a 5th-round pick thrown in the fire. But he also shown something that the coaching staff clearly like: playmaking, grit, and competitiveness. He had a full year in the NFL, and now he's stepping into year 2 with a shot to prove that he belongs. He's got the experience edge. He's already built some chemistry with the teammates, and he looks to be more polished in camp. The staff might roll with the guy they already know. But the big picture, this quarterback battle isn't about just week 1, week 2, or week 3. This quarterback battle is about who gives the Saints the best shot to find their next franchise quarterback, which they've been desperately needing since Drew Brees has retired. They need to know if Shough is a long-term answer, but they also need to see if Rattler took a step forward this offseason. The margin for error, very, very tiny. Whichever quarterback starts week 1 will be on a short lease. Every rep and count, every drive in preseason, it will matter. So let me ask you guys this question. Who will start week 1 for the New Orleans Saints? Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shough? My pick is going to Spencer Rattler. I think he starts week 1. He's got the NFL reps. He's been in the building. And while he's far from perfect, I think he's just stable enough to get the nod for now. But the leash will be short. If Rattler struggles early, the Saints won't hesitate to make the switch. Tyler Shough is going to get a real shot this season, especially if the offense stalls out of the gate. Guys, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Remember, we're live Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at manhourradio.com. This is a live interactive show. Let's get down into your thoughts. Who starts for the Saints? Casey says, I personally don't know what's going on with the Saints, but I don't think we'll see them in the postseason. Casey? Saints bloggers, Saints podcasters, the people that talk about the Saints in our Believe Network community don't know what's going on in New Orleans. Let's just be honest. Tyrann Mathieu ups and retires. Derek Carr up and retires, right? Do they even have a receiver? Is Chris Olave, is he healthy? Is Alvin Kamara going to jail? We don't know. Nobody knows what's going on in New Orleans. Let's just be honest about it. But one thing I do know is that Spencer Rattler has that asshole mentality that I like. I love it. Casey Morgan says, I can see that play college for money, get a degree, go to the NFL, make more money, retire. Whenever you use a degree to keep making money, it's a smart move. Facts. Old Man River says, agree. Agree. Spencer Rattler. The man, myth, legend, Spencer Rattler. Guys, I'm going to get a standing desk here eventually, I think. Mellow Mike says, Mickey Loomis has ran up that bar tab and forgot his wallet. Saints in a cap crunch. Gail Benson still refuses to move off of Loomis, who keeps players past their prime and overpays. Not wrong. Not wrong. The Saints have the New Orleans Saints forgets that the NFL is a business at the end of the day. And if you are loyal to the people for well past when their time is up, you get killed in the business. It's just right now they are getting killed. Right now they're getting killed in the business. It's very, very embarrassing. Old Man Riz says, have a great night, y'all. We almost done. This is the last night. We'll be starting at 9:30, guys. So next Monday, we'll be back at 9 p.m. East Coast time, back to the normal time. Just FYI. Mellow Mike says, you can't throw bad money after bad business. The team needs still a general manager and a youth infusion. Facts. What happened to Michael Thomas, says Alpha Rob. Great question. What, he broke the all-time receiving record and yards record, 2021? 22? The next year he had a sprained ankle. The following year he was fighting teammates, and this last year he had some type of hamstring thing, whatever, right? Michael Thomas hasn't played for 2-3 years. Matter of fact, I was hoping that my Kansas City Chiefs would go out and make a trade for him. Hey, we'll give you a 7th round pick for him. Bring him over here. But no, we won't get D-Hop. James Strang says, what the hell did Alvin do? Nothing recently, but was 2 years ago at the Pro Bowl, he got in a fight in Vegas. I was just being a smartass. I was just talking shit. But yeah. James Frank is Taysom Hill still there. Taysom Hill is still there, but he is on the PUP list. Taysom Hill is a full-time tight end now. He's a full-time tight end last 2 seasons. But he is on the PUP list. So James Frank says Michael Thomas is a free agent still at home. He is. According to Michael Thomas, Carr was throwing him hospital balls. I mean, was he wrong? To be fair, was he wrong? I'm just saying. Casey, see what you say here. Casey says, off topic, anyone else see the fire behind the starting between Tua and Hill? Tua taking shots. Tua just speaking the truth. Casey. So, ever since Tyreek Hill became a top 5 receiver in the NFL, he has all been about me, right? His last year in Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes was forcing Tyreek Hill the ball because it was all about me. I'm the best receiver in the league. Give me the ball. I'm always open. I got speed, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Kansas City Chiefs did not win the Super Bowl that season. Tua goes away. Kansas City Chiefs start to do well, improve, win the Super Bowl. When Tyreek Hill goes to Miami, first thing out of his mouth, throwing shade at Patrick Mahomes. Tua's a lot more accurate. Tua has a lot stronger arm. I'm going to break 2,000 yards, whatever, yada, 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 yada. I get it. Hype your guy up. I love it. Love your man. I get it. But everything has fallen apart since the Miami Dolphins have not been this great, spectacular show on turf type of team. Do you guys remember last season? Was it against the Jets, last game of the season? Tyreek Hill quit on his team. He quit on his team. Matter of fact, during the post-game interview, he says, I want out. I can't do this anymore. Tua, you suck, basically, is what he said. That's basically what he said. Now, offseason has passed. Tyreek Hill has, quote, apologized, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, the water just doesn't go under the bridge when you blow it up. There's still debris in that creek stopping the water flow. Tua's still hurt. Tua, at the end of the day, is a man with emotional feelings, and he is still hurt. You're supposed to be teammate. You're supposed to be brother. To go to war for you every week. I'll do anything for you. Yada yada yada. Throws you on the bus. Says you want out. Like, fuck you, right? Everybody on the Miami Dolphins last season should line up and beat Tyreek Hill's ass. It's simple that. Let's go back to the 1990s, early 2000s. Let's do the bull in the ring. Put Tyreek Hill in the middle. Every 52 guys that were on that last game of the season has 4 shots at Tyreek Hill. Run his ass over. Pop, 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 pop. Make him earn your respect. Tua is not in the wrong at all. Throw those shots, my man. Tyreek Hill has been nothing but a diva. Tyreek Hill has been nothing but a me type of guy. Tyreek Hill has done nothing to make me love him again. That's what it comes down to. What it comes down to is the Miami Dolphins are imploding, and now we're starting to see it on the surface. They had an earthquake at the bottom of the ocean, and now we're starting to see the tsunami. That's what it comes down to. That is what it comes down to. And James is saying it best right here. He says, I'll take 10 other wide receivers over Tyreek Hill. Matter of fact, I would take 2 receivers over Tyreek Hill on his same team. Give me old Braxton Berrios and Jalen Waddle. Give me the little Waddle. Give me both of those guys over Tyreek Hill at this point. The reason why Tyreek Hill was named a top 10 receiver was because of the pass protection that the Kansas City Chiefs had, the arm talent that Patrick Mahomes had, and his speed and his ability to make 15, 16 cuts. Guys, I want you to go back to any film for the last 7 years of Tyreek Hill. From the time he stepped on the field at the Kansas City Chiefs, was it 2016? Until now. Watch him run routes. Watch him run routes. They're lazy routes. Most of the time, they're not at the same depth. They're not good cuts or whatever. Tyreek Hill runs option routes well. Hey, just go get open. I'll get you the ball. When you tell him to run a 9 route, he's like, If it's not straight down the field, he sucks. It is what it is at the end of the day. But guys, that is going to be it for today's show. That is going to be it for today's show. Is that the right one? That is it. All right, let's scroll down to the bottom here. We're going to skip cold hard facts. It's hot. We'll bring those tomorrow. But guys, As we start to wrap things up for today, let me take a moment to reflect on everything that we've covered. It's been a wild ride, guys, and before we close out, I want to leave you guys with some final thoughts of the day. Guys, before we wrap it up tonight, Man Hour and NFL Talk, I want to leave you something deeper than deeper charts with win-loss predictions. Every season, just like life, starts with uncertainty. Some teams rise, some fall, some come out of nowhere and shock the world. But here's the truth. Hope doesn't come from a perfect roster or a flawless game plan. Hope comes from belief. From getting knocked down to deciding to stand back up and again and again and again. From standing down doubt to injury, adversity, and saying, not today, I got more fight left in me. Maybe your team hasn't won in years, James. Maybe people count you out every time you speak up. Maybe you're sitting in a storm right now, on or off the field. But you know what? Champions aren't always won in front of 70,000 fans. Sometimes they're won quietly. And when nobody's watching, by people who refuse to quit. The NFL season, somebody's going to going from overlooked to undeniable. And maybe tonight, that's you. So whatever you're chasing, keep going. Whatever you're doubting, silence it. And whatever tomorrow holds, walk into a purpose. We out, guys.
Hey, now we live, man, our NFL talk, yeah. Now we live, man, our NFL talk. This is the show that you want. NFL raw and uncut, keeping it live. Gotta turn it up louder and get it ready for the man hour, yeah. Man hour NFL talk. Let's go.